Hi, I'm Kelsey Riggs Cuff. I played soccer at Charleston Southern back starting in 2007 and then had the privilege to graduate there as a student athlete in 2011. That group that I played with was so special, and we still have a group chat to this day. And are still really close with some of the ones that were around my age and that I got really close to during my time there. It was a really special group. I would attribute it especially to the leaders that we had coming in my freshman and sophomore year, and the foundation that they laid. And then there was just this desire, this like strong hunger to win. We had little sayings that we would go back to every year and different things that we used to try to motivate us. And as much as it was us and the camaraderie, it was Coach as well. Coach Eric Terrell, he was just the best. He was such a great coach, such a great leader. Some of my favorite memories from playing in the Big South are probably the road trips that we took. We just had all kinds of different things that we would do on the bus. It was when Friday Night Lights came out. We had a couple seasons where we were always talking Coach into letting us watch that on the bus, on our longer road trips. And that was when you were like really bonded with your teammates. I had no idea how much being a student athlete was going to impact my career, my mindset, my work ethic, everything. Like when I was young and applying for colleges and hoping to play soccer, I just had no idea the impact that it was going to have the rest of my life. And I'm so lucky that I had that experience. I work in broadcast now, and to have the background of working for a team towards a common goal doesn't just mean a lot to me, it means a lot to all the people that you work with. It's something that I heard throughout every stage of my career was that they liked that I was a collegiate athlete because you learn sacrifice, you learn hard work, you learn time management, you learn teamwork. So I really honed in on wanting to do sports when I was in college, but I knew that was going to be an even more competitive workplace to get my foot in the door with, and ultimately started in news and had the opportunity to move full-time to sports after about a year and a half. Landed in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina with my first one-year job in news, and a year and a half later started in full-time in sports. So it was a great place to be. Kelly Bardick was at WCCD when I was in Charlotte at WCNC. So with Kelly, it was pretty early on where she was like, wait, you went to Charleston Southern. I went to Gardner-Webb, and Gardner-Webb had joined the conference while I was in school. So we did connect on that, and there were a couple of times, I think, where some of the Big South schools would come and play Charlotte football, and so that was always a fun experience. So we talked about that, and then Ashley Stroline is one of my very best friends to this day. So we definitely made that Big South connection. When I look back and I see everything that I learned from my time in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, shooting all my own stuff, writing all my own stuff, editing everything, coming back and anchoring, trying to also be the producer and time out my own shows while I'm on air. I don't have to do that now, but then that prepared me for Charlotte, where I got to cover the Panthers and the Hornets and PGA and NASCAR and so many more things. And now it's definitely all of that has prepared me for my time here at ESPN, especially with SportsCenter and anchoring SportsCenter. As I get ready for my show tonight, we're not talking about one sport. We're not talking about one athlete. You're talking about everything. So you learn early in your career through local news how to make sure that you know as much as you can about everything. Nobody knows everything about everything, but you try to make sure that you prepare in a way that, for me, that's the most important thing. If I feel prepared, then I'm confident. And if I'm confident, then I do a good job because I can have more fun because I'm confident and I'm not in my head questioning things. When I first got reached out to about ACC Network, I thought I was getting pumped. My first reaction was I didn't think it was real. And then as I went through the process, it was just surreal the whole way. And the opportunity to come be a part of ESPN through ACC Network is one that I will be grateful for the rest of my life. Did a couple of auditions for them to start filling in on SportsCenter. I remember the day they called, I literally, after I got the phone, I dropped to my knees and just was so grateful. There's so many things that I have worked through or worked on throughout this process. But to be a part of a show that has, the history behind it that SportsCenter does, that I grew up watching, and to sit alongside now legends that I grew up watching. Super surreal and humbling, and just an experience that I've been really grateful for. I come to campus usually if it's a 6 o'clock show. I do hair and makeup at 2 o'clock, and that way I'm just ready in case any news breaks, or I have early tapings usually. And then you go and you work in our show group. It's called a little pod. Everybody is in one of these little desks together. Go over there, work on the show, work on my scripts. And then the show is live from, depends, today it's 6 to 7:30. So we'll have a couple of pre-tapes usually around 5 o'clock where we'll record a few things in the studio. And then, you're done at 7:30. I want to remember how special it is. I want to always remember what got me here. I want to remember the people that got me here. It's so humbling to hear from, whether it's people from Charleston Southern, from the Big South, from the soccer community, say that, hey, I saw you on this, or I'm proud of you. To hear from people that they're proud and they're watching, and that this means a lot. It is incredibly humbling. It's pretty cool to have a dream and to work really hard, and then to look back and see, man, like this was one day something that I dreamed about that I didn't know if it was ever possible. The advice that I would give to student athletes that want to be in the broadcast field is to remember that everything that you're doing now can still be a foundational piece to what you're building for the future.